Yo, everybody. Vandanam, Namaste, Vanakkam. So, this is kind of like a geeky video, I can say, which I'm going to be probably teaching how to do API testing. So, with the blessings of my grandparents, let's get started.
Hey there. So this is the Postman application where I'm going to be showing you guys how to do testing. First off, let me teach you what are the features available in this application. So it has collections where these are the collections. Under the collections, we would have the API endpoints. Okay. So before showing you guys how to test an API, I will show you how to create a collection. You need to click on this plus icon, which is create new collection, blank collection, and you can rename this as API test or whatever. So under this, you need to click on this right three dots, and then you'll be getting these options. Under this, you need to give add request. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start off with probably post. There are, these are the different methods what you have under API testing, which is get, post, put, patch, delete, head and options. Head and options, probably we're not going to be using it. We would be using get, post, put, patch, and delete. I'll tell you the differences. Get is nothing but it will get the data from the server end. It's like we are passing the endpoint with the ID and then it'll fetch the record. Post is nothing but we are creating the new instance of a record. Put is nothing but there's already a record existing in the server. We are only going to modify the existing record. If we want to modify certain data which is there in the record, we're going to use put. Patch. Patch is nothing but it is an existing record, but we can add new data or we can create a new memory instance in the existing record. It's like we can add new set of sub record or something like that. So under a main record, if you want to add a sub record and if we have to add additional data into that, we can use patch. So the difference between put and patch is put is not going to create a new instance of memory, wherein patch would create a new instance of memory. Delete is nothing but obviously pretty much the meaning it says. It deletes the record. Head and options, it's like probably we are passing for headers. You can use certain endpoints as headers or something like that, but we're not going to be going into that. We're only going to be using get, post, put, patch, and delete. So right now I'm going to be demonstrating how to use post method. So I'm going to be selecting post and then give the endpoint. Okay, this is how you mention the endpoint. And before getting into the authorization, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be getting the token. How we are getting the token is I'm using one particular API here. This API is nothing but it will generate the credentials wherein I'm taking this client ID and secret from a website. Okay, from that website, I'm creating these client ID credentials. Once it creates the credentials, it's going to give me the client ID and the client secret. So, what I'll be doing is I'll be copy pasting this client ID and secret here, and I'm going to be mentioning this audience. Audience is nothing but the URL, whether you want to access QA environment or whether you want to access dev environment or if you want to access stage environment, we can mention it here. Accordingly, it will give us the token here. So this is the audience URL which I'll be giving it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit and get the token. So once you click on send, it's going to give me this access token. copy this access token, and you need to paste it in this authorization. You need to select bearer token because that's a bearer token. There would be an existing token which you have to completely select all. That is Control A. Control A will select the whole content inside that box. Hit the backspace and then Control B. So yeah, this is how you give the authorization bearer token. And headers, you have to make sure that nothing is extra from these contents. Like authorization, it should have the encrypted bearer token, postman token, calculated. Content length is 0. Host is calculated. User agent is postman runtime slash 7.42.0. Except the format which is of slash and then, two asterisk. Except encoding gzip, deflate, and br. Connection is keep alive. And then comes the body part. In the body part, you need to click raw JSON format, and then you can copy this input payload. Okay, just copy it, paste it. That's it, guys. Once we've given the authorization and the body, and with the right URL and with this, when we click on send, boom, you get the response. So this is the response what we're getting. Usually we get the response in JSON format. It's in a pretty JSON format, wherein it's going to give me like ID type and everything, and then it's going to give me the scores. So that's what this particular API does. But anyways, I just don't want to get into this content right now. I'm just giving you guys the insight of how the post method of API testing works. So this is how you do the post method. Now next comes the get method. Get let me see if I would be able to get it. So, okay. So here I'm going to be copying the same token again. Okay. Because we're going to be using the same token. And here, same in the authorization, you need to select bearer token. Control A, backspace, Control V. You need to paste it. And body, there's nothing. Then you just have to click send. Boom. There you go. You get the data. Because what this particular method it does is it gets all the records. When you're getting all the records, this is how the base URL will be. When you want to get one particular record, this is how the URL will be. Because over here we are just mentioning till rapid and then batches, right? But here what we are doing is we are giving entities and we are giving the question mark here because that's how you amend the parameter. If you have to amend the parameter, you have to give the question mark here and then you need to give the parameter. The parameter is nothing but entity ID equals to like that. This is how you give the base URL so that it will only give you one particular record. If you want all the records, this is the base URL which you're going to give and it's going to give you all the records. So this is how get works. So similarly, even you can do put as well as patch. Well, the process goes the same. So what I'm going to be doing is, the reason why I'm shifting like this is because it's easy for me to get the bearer token. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. There's so many I've been testing so many methods. So again, you got to copy the same token and then
So yeah, that's it. I'm done with the tutorial. Thank you for watching.